Hello, everyone, and welcome to the summer solstice, or Albenheffen, at least in the northern hemisphere. We are experiencing the summer solstice. In the southern hemisphere, they are experiencing the winter solstice. The solstice, for those of us who practice tropical astrology, which is most of us in the US, in the Western world, um, in tropical astrology, we define the start of each of the four cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. We define those by the solstices and equinoxes. So as we hit the summer solstice today, the sun will also be moving from Gemini into Cancer, and we will be beginning Cancer season. So the solstice does occur today, Thursday, June 20th at about 1:50 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so you can adjust that for your time zone. And uh, this marks the time when there's the greatest number of daylight hours in the Northern Hemisphere. So if we look at our 24-hour day, the greatest proportion of those hours in which the sun is above the horizon and visible and we have light, that number of hours is the greatest it will be all year. So much of what we celebrate this time of year is about um, outward facing energy, things we can do. The sun represents sort of the light we bring to the world, things which we do that are seen and visible. In the same way that the sun obviously gives us light to see everything around us and brings a lot of visibility. And the sun also represents our ego, hopefully in the best sense of the word, our sense of self, our authentic self. So as we enter Cancer season, as we go through the summer solstice today, this is a time when our ability to know ourselves and our authentic truth and purpose, that will be very high. So if you have been feeling any confusion, what am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? Questions like that, this would be a wonderful day to meditate on some of those questions. And then also one thing that's interesting with the summer solstice this year, this is not true every year, but we have a full moon coming tomorrow, a full moon in Capricorn. So we're almost getting this maximum amount of moonlight and maximum amount of daily sunlight at the same time this year, which typically does not happen. And the full moon in Capricorn tomorrow takes place, Friday, June 21st at around 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So these two events, the summer solstice and the entrance of the sun into Cancer and the full moon in Capricorn, are just happening really close to each other. So just as the sun represents our purpose, our authentic self, the moon represents the satisfaction of our souls, our emotional fulfillment. And so there really is a convergence of these two ideas together. As we live out our authentic self, that gives us the emotional fulfillment that we are seeking, either consciously or unconsciously as well. So there's just so much energy towards us really discovering new pieces of ourselves and feeling clearer on the path we want our lives to be on over these next few days. One other thing that's really interesting is because this full moon is taking place at the very early degrees of Cancer Capricorn, right after the sun moves into Cancer, we will get a second full moon during Cancer season. Typically, we don't get that. Typically, for every zodiac season, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, we get one full moon, we get one new moon. But because this full moon is happening in the very early degrees of Cancer Capricorn, we will get another full moon in the very late degrees of Cancer Capricorn on July 20th. So there's almost a sense here of this really big energy that's coming in with the summer solstice, with the full moon happening right after that. And we almost get sort of a second go at it in late July. So if we think about what a Capricorn full moon represents and what this energy is that we can bring to the full moon, time. Capricorn is about long-term goals, and it's about the discipline required to get there. And, we have this metaphor of the sea goat, uh, climbing a mountain and moving upwards. And it's not very easy for a goat that has the tail of a fish to climb a mountain. But, that energy of Capricorn, that resilience, that determination, that stick-to-itiveness, that really embodies Capricorn. So there's this element of, as we recognize and see the potential of ourselves and our lives, and as we fully see our authentic self, this full moon in Capricorn gives us the discipline, the motivation to start moving towards that version of ourselves. That version of ourselves that maybe we can't see the potential for every day, but we can now, and we start to plan steps to get there. And then again, keeping in mind that we get that second full moon in Capricorn on July 20th to kind of, if our energy is flagging, if we've lost our way a little bit over the next month, that will give us another boost of that energy. Hey, remember those things you wanted to do at the summer solstice? Remember those parts of yourself you saw and wanted to realize the potential for? So this is a wonderful month to think about who you are, who you want to be, what your authentic path looks like, not what friends, neighbors, families, teachers have told you you should be, or, even so many of us, just by being in the world, being part of society, having peers, we sort of ingrain ideas in ourselves about how we should fit into society. This is a time for looking beyond all of that and really looking into your deepest heart, seeing that light of your sun shining forth and seeing what is uniquely perfect and wonderful for you. So there's so much potential for this season. And this is, we have the summer solstice, we have these two full moons in Capricorn. All of this is taking place during Cancer season. Cancer is all about nurturing. It's a watery zodiac sign. It's intuitive. It's not logical. And so there is this sense of, as we are trying to see beyond human logic, as we are trying to really feel our way into our future, the sun in Cancer will help us do that. So it's just a beautiful season coming up. I hope everyone has an amazing summer solstice today, an amazing full moon in Capricorn tomorrow, and then a second amazing full moon in Capricorn on July 20th. Thank you all so much. Love and light.